Good morning. It's good to see you. How are you?
Fine.
You okay?
Yeah, so far. I slept with him the last 2 nights on my bed.
That's so good.
Hey,
Every chance you can.
every chance, and it's my last chance.
That's right. That's
And I
right.
talked to him this morning, told him. Sylvia, this is David Miles, and he and his husband, David Higgins, my friends. That was you, David. The other David was my grand jury foreman on the first one I was on. So they're going to do the filming on it for us. Is he parking?
He's just down in the parked car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready to go to our cars, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
He's
time.
going in. He's for flowers. He's going in now. And we
Okay.
can go. And Carissa is going next.
Let's go then.
Okay.
Let's do some more down.
So we should start very close. The access flow.
This is Bailey. So is this one? Yeah. He can do. Flowers. It's a big one. No, 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 no. One that side. It's just. He's got two.
David, this is David Miles. This is Phyllis Ash. She's
Hi.
her husband and Roy were breakfast buddies, and he's here already. And she came to the hospital, and the girls in the afternoon, who we knew he was comatose, and I called her. She came up. She wasn't calling, so they let him in. And so after she left, and after that, they said, "Could you ask Phyllis to do the service?" And I said, "No, because she's already told me she's going to." Before I had a chance to say, "Will you?" And the one with the beard is Liesl's husband, Richard. And the one who's up in front of us is my friend Kathy Cadwell. She's the retired Navy. She's the retired captain. She's leaving. She didn't think she was going to be here, and then she had a doctor's appointment. She had to come back and flew back, and she's flying back, I think, on the 29th to Iowa.
Where the shelter is? Which shelter?
No, they don't tell you that.
She's telling us we can't put the flowers in there. She's telling us we have to take them to the shelter.
Then there's supposed to be someone coming that's going to be my contact. But
When you
I'm
find that person, let us know right away which shelter so we can go.
okay, let me. There's already a service going there, probably. I'm glad you brought that because I don't know what I did with the one I bought. It's I didn't even because it was no, but I was if it was going to be raining, I was going to wear something different. But
Very nice.
I like this dress.
It's very nice.
She's I think going to find out where she can find out where the shelter is. To know. I asked, and they said no, she didn't get it. Okay, I'm gonna go see if I can find out. So the flower, they can go there with the flowers. Well, they tell you where the shelter is, but you know it's posted today. It's posted today.
But he can really break down sticks to put the others.
I could do my, I'll do it fast. I can.
You know what? Because once the cemetery. down with us in the procession. Don't really anyone else. Yes.
here from the United States Air Force Center.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Miramar National Cemetery. In a moment, we're going to have United States Air Force render military honors. But before we begin, on behalf of the director and staff, please accept our salute. So taps will be played. At that time, we'll simply have everyone stand and place their hand over their heart. If there's any veterans here, we may go ahead and render the comprehensive. Ladies and gentlemen, I now introduce to you the United States Air Force military honors. Please stand. place your hand over your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now be seated.
Said, I am the resurrection and I am life. Those who believe in me, even when they die, yet shall they live. Those who believe in me, whoever believes in me shall never die. I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. I died, and behold, I am alive forever, and I hold the keys of hell. Because I live, you shall live also. Gathered here today to our faith, and also to celebrate the life of Dunn. We come together in grief because we acknowledge there is no loss. But may God grant us grace that in pain we may find in sorrow we may find hope, in death resurrection. Would you please pray with me? Eternal God, we praise you for all those who have finished their course in faith and now rest from their labor. We praise you for those dear to us who may be Lord, especially today, we praise you for love, whom you've already graciously received into your presence. To all of these, give them peace. Let your eternal light shine on them and help us so to believe where we have not seen. That your presence may lead us through our life's journeys and bring us at last with them into the glory of whom not made with hands, but eternal. Jesus Christ, our Lord. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, my God, my staff, they help. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou makest my hope be my God. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord. And find advantage of the horizon of life, where you watch a sailboat leaving a moving toward the horizon becomes smaller and smaller until we can no longer see it. We must trust that somebody standing on a far away shore, seeing that same sailboat become larger and larger until it reaches in the water. Death is amazing. We can turn to our homes after the celebration of the life of our time. Think about the one standing near the shore, eagerly waiting to welcome our beloved to the home, a smile. Right. I don't say this about any man, but he was a sweet man. Gentle. Just such a great supporter of me when I was in the church. There is so much to say. And I think it is probably best said by his daughters. His girls.
So I just like to tell you a story today. It's about a man who lived a full life. He served his family with love and compassion, his country with honor, courage, and respect, and his fellow man with humility and dignity. He accomplished much throughout his life, but remained humble. He loved to talk, but it was rarely about himself. It was usually to boast about the successes of his kids, grandkids, and family. He was remembered by many who crossed his path as always lending a hand, especially if it involved fixing something or making something. Past, his friends and family were heartbroken. They knew they would miss so many things about him, yet they were comforted by knowing he would be in heaven with God, the ultimate reward for being a good man. His family received words of comfort from others. They were struck by a common theme. Several who reached out said one of the things they would miss about this man was his stories. They varied but offered different pieces of insight into the many aspects of the man's life well lived. From fellow high school classmates to past military co-workers to nieces and nephews to friends made along his journey, they each spoke fondly of the man's kindness, humor, and definitely the stories. His daughters realized too they would miss his stories more than they could imagine. This realization was bittersweet as they knew they had not always fully appreciated the stories. So one day, as the man drove his daughter to high school, as he usually did, he talked from the moment he started the car until they arrived at school, and she jumped out of the car and shut the door mid-sentence. A friend waiting for the girl said, "Hey, your dad was still talking to you." To which she replied, "It's okay, I wasn't listening anyway." Believe me, the daughter learned to regret his words, and in her own time came to see the man's stories as priceless glimpses into the moments in his life that held special meaning. There were many times his stories provided her comfort as she faced trials in her own life. Other times, the stories provided motivation when she was discouraged, or a little comedic relief when she just needed a good laugh. And rarely he shared stories of his military missions and experiences that were no doubt part of a painful time in his service to his country. He didn't talk much about his service in Vietnam, but my family and I will always be eternally grateful. But alas, sooner than anyone expected, the man's story came to an end. This man was Roy, Daddy, Grandpa to us. Everyone here is an important part of Roy's story. As one of the people who missed Dad's stories so much, I love your stories. Each one gives us so much joy and comfort. When I find myself missing his stories, it's comforting to know that Dad will always be a huge part of my story. And he will forever live on in our family through our stories. The rest of the study. My dad was an awesome dad, friend, colleague, mentor, and so much more.
father died suddenly. Dad's sister, Carol, and brother Jack were already out of the house making a life for themselves as young adults. So that left a very young Roy Dunn and his mother at home trying to survive. Dad always told us if it weren't for the financial help from Carol and Jack, he and his mother would have made it on my dad's paper-out monies and his mother's Social Security. And then there was Mr. Murphy, who bought my dad's first car on long-term loan, gave him a job to pay it off at the local lake running repairs. Dad held those people close to his heart his whole life with their extraordinary kindness. So it's been really great to hear stories about the gratitude others have towards my dad. George Lawrence, the radar navigator of my dad's B-52 crew at Grand Forks Air Force Base, reminded us that Dad could make and fix about anything. From making a perfect matching to a handle on George's antique roll-top dresser to helping build a basketball hoop for George's son. Dad loved to help others, especially if sawdust were involved. When George went through aviation cadet training, there was an elaborate statue of a dragon outside George's squadron. Years later, George learned that Dad built that dragon. The dragon was built with 800-pound art plaster, chicken wire, wood, and as many clothes hangers as Dad could find. You can see Dad's creation in today's memorial program, with Dad proudly standing by. Another story came from Bakul, a college student from India, who we had the pleasure of hosting in North Dakota. Bakul writes, during my days at Grand Forks, whenever I felt homesick, I used to talk to your dad or visit your house. It gave me comfort and a feeling that I had a place to go where I felt at home. Once I needed help to extend my visa, and your dad, without any hesitation, jumped in the role. And for Dad's sense of humor, I had a great reminder from Pudiwan from Bali, who joined our family through the host program at Sac State. We recalled Dad teasing our next door neighbors who were very, very proud of their young son's extremely beginner progress on the trumpet. So one day, when Dad knew the neighbors were home and the windows were open, Dad got out his trumpet and blasted a pretty spectacular trumpet melody. Next time he saw the neighbor, Dad casually mentioned that our little 7-year-old Liesl had just started the trumpet and was showing great promise. I'm sure the neighbor's shocked was worse. So Dad, you made us laugh, cry, learn, and grow. It's lonely without you. I know you would wish you wanted to be. You were an amazing dad, and I will miss you until I see you again. Dad.
Loving God, we thank you for all with which you bless us, even to this day. We thank you for the gift of joy and days of good health, and for the gifts of your presence and promise. Days when we experience clean and sun. We thank you for the gift of life, and we thank you for the life of God. And all that you was and continues to be, for precious memories, which those who knew you best and loved you most can keep as a source of comfort and peace. We thank you for those aspects of his life that meant so much to so many. Above all else, we thank you for Jesus, who knew our struggles, who died our death, and rose for us, who lives and prays for us. So let us pray now the prayer that Jesus taught us. Our Father,
Ladies and gentlemen, I know our time here. I have another family that that's what we had to schedule. So as we make it back into our vehicles, we drive home safe. Thanks.
You take them. I will. It's easy to get home. Doesn't mean anything.
How are you doing?
Yeah, and you, no, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know.
The United
Glad to be on this side. It's today, yesterday.
Yes, yes. No, actually. When she was nice to be here. Thank you for that.
I don't know.
Goodbye, right?
This is my neighbor on the shop. When he gets a raise. He wanted to.
Well done. Thanks for showing me how it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, at just the right time. You almost couldn't ask for a better day. Right. This is a beautiful spot.
Yeah. Have you?
I haven't been to a service, but I've been to the site. It's impressive. Certainly space for growth over time.
Amazing that this many people are already here.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Incredible.
It's going to be beautiful once they get all their landscaping in. Are you related to her?
No, my husband actually served in the grand jury with me
Oh, okay.
in 2006.
Uh-huh.
So, you know Burma, you know Burma.
Yes. I met somebody else who was on the grand jury in New Burma. I can't think of what her name was. But her husband was a friend of my husband.
Nice.
I know somebody on the grand jury. It's nice that you were able to film it for the family.
Yeah.
For you.
Well, no, it's for her. And it'll be, it's streaming to YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be nice.
So it'll just be there.
So we can, everybody can watch. We were in the court brief together, so he was always there to help. He always had a cheery voice and
All right. Good talking to you. Bye.
I called the girl and I said, I'm getting for the Procession. And I asked her, yes, because we always start inside. Because they never knew. Two girls. So they said yes. They were happy. There's George and Terry Lawrence are in the last year
behind us, so.
thank you so much.
Are we gonna see you again?
Good job. Thanks. See you.
Just, we have to get out of here. I know it's a little.